Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are going to be looking at Claressa Shields' MMA debut. I just wanted to get right into it. First round, obviously this girl Elkin is keeping kicking distance. She doesn't want to be in boxing distance. She's keeping this distance, right? Make sure she's not in range to get schmacked. And you'll see why she's keeping that distance, and she's feigning this front kick a lot and keeping her hands out. Like, see that faint front kick she's throwing all the time, just raising that knee, giving Claressa a look. Claressa's doing a good job at keeping that distance, and she sees that kick. She starts to come into range just a little bit, and Elkin throws that thing up there. I mean, that wouldn't do much damage. That's no Anderson Silva, Lyoto Machida front kick. It'd probably just graze the face. But we move on. And she throws it again, just trying to stay out of boxing range, and you'll see why. And she's like, okay, I've seen your kicks. Like, that right hand is so fast. And I'm not being sexist, but women don't throw that fast and hard. Like, she steps in with the jab, and she loads her hips. Like, watch her hips load, boom. If that connects, Elkins is, the fight's over. Like, that is so fast. Boom. And then Elkins is like, oh shit. And as soon as I saw that, I'm like, okay, well, Elkin, I keep on calling her Elkins. Elkin can't stand with Shields because she's so much faster. And now Shields is getting a little more confident, realizing that these kicks that Elkin is throwing is just kind of for show. And then here we get into this exchange where Elkin just kind of steps forward, going for an inside leg kick, but Claressa throws a nice leg kick. Doesn't, if you can see through the graphic PFL has up, she doesn't plant on her foot and turn with it, but she could just be trying to throw a little tapping leg kick. But right after that, she throws the right hand that misses by just an inch. I don't know why I drew that line, by just an inch. And then she throws the left behind it that kind of gets under. It's kind of like a uppercut right hand, but Elkin gets in on the takedown. Drives, you see Elkin grab this side of Shields, like she grabs Shields' right hip and has an underhook here. She's just gonna drive and try and stumble Shields over, and then as Shields puts all her weight on that back foot and then switches it, so she has her weight on this foot and then she switches it to this foot. Now, during that half step, Elkin can scoop, like that's supposed to be her arm, but can scoop her left leg, and now she can drive, and she does a good job at stepping in between Shields' legs right here, and then just putting her knee in between there, and then putting her knee on the mat. And that's a good takedown by Elkin. But immediately, like, Claressa, very composed. See, she's looking at her corner there and just kind of nodding her head. Very composed. And Elkin is trying to scoop the legs a la Khabib. Grabbing the wrist. Claressa's doing a good job at staying calm. Just staying calm down here. She gets out here. This is where she gets out. She gets her hip in there. Kind of gives her back, but not really, because she's got this hand. So she can't really get her back taken. So she keeps the posting of the hand, pushes her over, pushing the head, and then look at this. This is a good job by Claressa. With only 6 months of grappling experience, she digs this underhook. Watch. Whoop. Like right there. That's the underhook. And she can use that to leverage not getting taken down. It's just a like underhook battle. Underhook, overhook right here. but you see Elkin slowly chipping away. Again, you can't really see it, but because of the graphic, but Elkin's right leg is just kind of pushing, like scooping Claressa's left leg back, just whoop, little by little, and then she gets brought over on her underhook side, like on Elkin's underhook side, whips her over, and then oh, I'm drawing, just kind of barrels over her feet. But then Shields, I don't know if she intentionally did this, but Shields gets her leg in between the two, plants in between the two of Elkin's legs, plants, uses her underhook, her left side underhook that she established before, and she whips Elkin on her back, lands in half guard, and then just immediately starts posturing up and punching. What happens is she doesn't, since she postured up, she gives so much space. Like right here, she's got her weight on her, but then she postures up, no weight on Elkin, putting no weight on Elkin, and Elkin is free to just kind of survive, scoot her butt out to the left side of Claressa, and then just keep that underhook that she has now. Well, Shields has kind of got a whizzer there, but Elkin is winning the battle. And look what Elkin does, smooth here. She's had this leg scooped, again, you can't see because of the graphic, but she's had that leg scooped for a while, but now she just gets up on her right knee, still has the leg scooped, right? And then she uses that underhook that she has, and then she scoops the leg, and then drives Claressa. Claressa tries to stand up, but this right foot, just goes out from under her, and she can't stand. And then Elkin gets into mount right away. Obviously not too much ground game in terms of like retaining a guard from Claressa. Mostly worked on probably just trying to defend takedowns in the first place, and then maybe some get-ups. But you see now Elkin starts to work the wrist control. Elkin gets her left wrist, passes it over to the right. A little Dagestani handcuff from Elkin. Very basic stuff. And then starts to try to punch. But Claressa's got her head in a good position right here. If Claressa's head is on this side, then she's in trouble. But she's got her head in a good position. Now she's in more trouble. Because that can happen. Like, she just missed that punch. But now she can use her head to keep her, like Elkin can use her head to keep Claressa's head there, and she has the wrist control here under all of Claressa's body weight, and now she can punch. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip by all of this. And then we get into the second round, back to the feet. So now Claressa goes into that corner saying, okay, I just lost the last round. And then again, she throws a leg kick, but doesn't turn on that foot, right? You see the foot, it's planted, and it's pointing straight forward. If she gets on the balls of her toes, there, and doesn't have the leg pointed forward like that, then she can put some torque into that kick and use her hips. But instead it's kind of just it's just straight from the hip, and she gets no turn on it, so it's kind of just a slapping kick. But now Claressa's not as worried about Elkin stand up, because she doesn't really need to be. Elkin lands a nice little leg kick there. Moving on. Feints the leg kick there. Look, she feinted the leg kick. Got a reaction out of Elkin. That was impressive. I didn't notice that the first time I watched it. But then Elkin steps in to throw an inside leg kick, and ooh, just maybe grazed the chin, but kind of just landed just short. But man, that overhand right, just watch that in full speed. Boom. That is fast. And then she follows it with the left, just misses. Back there, that right hand clips her. And then Claressa's like, okay. And Elkin just can't overextend, and she does the same thing back, but that one lands. And then Claressa steps in and leans off to the left, her left. Oh my god, please focus. Leans off to her left, goes over and right, left hand just short, and then lands the right hand over the top. You can't get in boxing range with this girl, because she's got fast and powerful hands. And then right hand, kind of not even set up, uppercut, but then Elkin goes in for the takedown. But this time, Claressa with a decent sprawl. The sprawl's not amazing, but you can see Elkin still has her hands clasped on the right leg. And Claressa does a good job pushing the head and just keeping the hips down, all hip pressure down forward. And then this is where Claressa messes up. Elkin bails on the takedown, and Claressa tries to jump on top of her, but Elkin uses her legs to keep her distance, and then Claressa lands on her butt, and then just gets right into side control. And then this is basically the same thing that happened in round one, just kind of dominated on the ground, top control. Oh, what the? Oh, I did one of those. Okay, we're back. Oh, we're going back. Okay, so yeah, basically just gets dominated the rest of the round until 27 seconds left. Elkin tries to go for an armbar, and I was like, oh damn. And look, this looks tight. Like, Claressa turns her hips over a little bit. See how her hips are facing this way? And then she turns them to face upwards just for that moment. And she turns her elbow and just gets it loose. Stands up. Hits her with a good hammer fist right there. Stands up. Misses that. And just gets on top of her and starts ground and pounding her here in the end of the second. And these are big shots. Like, you can tell that ground and pound is heavy, because that's all she's done for her whole life is just punch, so she can guaranteed punch. And here we go into the start of third round. So Claressa's down 2-0 just because of the grappling. But whenever it's a stand-up exchange, Claressa is so much faster, and she's just like, she's figuring out the timing of the kicks from Elkin, and she's doing a good job of it. Again, throws that kick, no turn on the leg, but at least she's throwing leg kick. So Elkin throws this leg kick and then into a side kick, but it misses off to the side, and Claressa winds up and lands a big right hand. Let's watch that in slow-mo. Boom! Big right hand. Elkin takes it. Claressa starts backing her down, and immediately we get a shot. And then Claressa. This time, this is a good sprawl. Watch, she grabs. She tries to get those hands, and that's a really good sprawl, pushing all of her weight down on Elkin. Pushing the head, just staying there. Here she could stand up, but just pushing all of her weight down. She stands up, punches, and jumps back down. Watching this fight, I was like, just let her back up. That one clips her on the ear. And Elkin doesn't like that at all. And then she starts hitting her with bombs down here. Like big punches. And the ref gets close to stopping it here. Elkin survives for a little bit more. But you know this ground and pound is heavy because this is a puncher. Like all she does is punch. And now she's got 4-ounce gloves on. She's just ground and pound. Keeps it going. Putting that weight on her. Still sprawling. At this point I was kind of scared of Claressa getting swept because you can see Elkin kind of getting something here. She's got the leg trapped and the arm trap, but as long as Claressa had a free hand to punch, she bucks, like Claressa bucks Elkin back on her back, has side control, and starts punching. And these are getting through, just hitting the side of the head. And this, like these, a better angle shows these getting through clean. Boom, boom, and the referee stops it. She had taken about 20 unanswered shots there, and Claressa Shields wins her MMA debut. And why I wanted to do a breakdown of this fight was just because I find the boxing MMA crossover so interesting. Obviously, a big one happening soon is Woodley against Jake Paul, and that's obviously going to be a really good fight, really interesting. But in terms of boxers going into MMA, you don't see it at all, like as much as MMA fighters are now going into boxing, because things like this can happen. This is the best female boxer ever, right? And she's going against a girl who's 3-6 in her career, but is a brown belt in jiu-jitsu and has decent ground game, right? So she just mounts Claressa for 2 rounds and dominates her. But when it's on the feet and when it's in boxing range, she's an absolute problem for any of these girls. I think a difference, it'd be a bit different for the guys, the boxing guys going into MMA, because the range is so different, and MMA guys have better kicks than MMA girls do, so that'd be a bigger issue. And the grappling is more dangerous. Like, it's more dangerous in male MMA. Like, there are more knockouts in male MMA than there is in girls. So Claressa has a good chance of being successful in MMA as long as she keeps working on that takedown defense and avoids Kayla Harrison, because holy shit, don't get near Kayla Harrison. That girl is a beast. But yeah, I think she's probably gonna have to face Kayla Harrison because they're in the same lightweight tournament. So it'll be interesting. But overall, Claressa did pretty good for having only 7 months to train MMA. Obviously has fire in her hands. Just gotta work on that takedown defense. Work on some get-ups, stuff like that. And I think she'll be good. But yeah, thank you for watching the video. If you stay till the end, you're a G. Peace.